Now, Alexander Luke's Odoi wants to know, he says, good evening, Paul. Now that the road toll has been abolished, what happens to large trucks coming from neighboring countries who ply our roads and trade here in the country? Are they going to be watched and leave our borders without paying taxes? I'm in a dilemma.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, so you can use that to talk about the road toll. What's the rationale? What is 1 day old now? What is your own sense?
Yeah, I mean, the challenge really, I mean, as you look at it, is how much do we get from that?
From the road tolls?
From the road toll. I think maybe about 78 million.
Per annum?
Per annum.
Oh, just that?
There are some 38 road tolls on public roads around the country. About 20 of them are private sector managed, you know, in terms of that. And then what do you have? You have issues of frustration, of traffic, of productivity, of pollution, and some degree of danger with the markets that have formed around them. So you make a determination that maybe for this period, public roads, you know, should not have that. But certainly in future, as you now build roads with the private sector, those should be tolled. I mean, that's a different issue.
So we'll be restoring the road tolls at some point when the private sector
once we do PPPs and private sector, because those are the resources you need for that. But as we stand today, and the issues that I have enumerated, the question becomes, you know, really, you know, what is the opportunity cost of this? So that when I wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. drowsy in my trotro, you know, I'm not going to be faced with another queue in a place that then creates pollution, etc. So we move forward. So those are some of the reasons for
so your point is 78 million. You're losing the 78 million, but what you're going to gain from the
from the
alternative,
from the etax.
What is the expectation of the etax?
I think this year we put in close to 7 billion as resources that we can get from the etax, and so we should be able to do our youth program. We should be able to get our roads, you know, a lot more efficiently in terms of delivery, and also have a sense of everybody being part of this rebuild.
You mean we should realize after the first year of the appropriation at 7 billion?
About 7 billion.
Cities. Yeah. That's about $1 billion, a little more than that actually, from the road tolls.
Yeah. From the
E-levy, and that's going to go into just roads?
No. Well, we have the youth, as I mentioned. We have roads. You know, we have real issues of security, and I think the issues of security are not one that we can sort of wish away. I mean, since the crisis in Libya, you have seen extensive arms, you know, coming through sort of Mali, Burkina, Niger, etc. Therefore threatening our northern borders in such a way. And then piracy has also increased. And the issue of jihadist movements is one also of economic. You don't necessarily see a marauding army coming, but one or two people getting into a village, beginning to radicalize, etc. So the dividends of democracy must show a lot quicker than it is being shown, or as you lose, you know, that strength. And it is these things that would ensure that we send development into these rural areas so that the alternative of radicalization is reduced.